I'm James Were. Let me start with Isa, or anyone who is ready to tell me how old are you, Isa, and what sports are you taking parts, or what are you doing currently, and what brought you here at Ruiru campus?
So my name is Safraz Isa. For those of you who didn't know, I am 15 years of age, and the sport that I mostly do right now is basketball. So I started basketball maybe like 2 years ago properly. All my life, because of the height, people are always telling me, try basketball, try this, try that. But then I didn't really like it. I was mostly doing swimming and like other sports. So I just recently started moving into basketball, and I feel like it's a sport that I really enjoy because it's very good, teamwork. I like talking with my team. I like doing stuff like that. So it's very nice generally, yeah. So.
Vivian, how old are you? When did you start a sport? Because I know currently you are around 17 or 16, if I guess. It means you have taken part. Actually, Vivian has done almost everything. Vivian has taken part in swimming. She started swimming and then taekwondo. Currently, she's in triathlon, doing 3 sports in triathlon. That is swimming, running, and cycling.
So my name is Vivian and I participate in triathlon. I am 16 years of age, turning 17, so I'm not 17. I've generally been all-rounded since I was small. I would say it's the motivation from my mom because she was also a sports person. I started off by swimming and then went for taekwondo and then later on joined triathlon. In between, I also used to take part in athletics. So I guess my mom being into athletics when she was young, that kind of favored me in a way. And then the fact that I liked swimming and then got also introduced into cycling, just being able to major all the 3 sports in one was a plus for me. So that's how I came in to join triathlon. And I originally started sports when I was around 11 years.
Let's go to Elizabeth. I guess Queen Elizabeth anakaa mtu wa mtaa, lakini Elizabeth msumbufu kweli. Elizabeth.
Okay, so my name is Elizabeth Kasdi, and I'm 10 years old. I'm turning 11 this year, and I've played chess for around now 3 years and a half. And I joined chess because I saw it was helping my friends, and I joined it because I saw, at first I was a kid, I was in grade 2. Then when we used to come to class, we were punished because we used to come late. But when chess players used to come late, we weren't punished. So I wondered, this game of chess, why should I not join it? So when I joined it, I was happy to go and tell my dad. Then my dad said, oh, you joined chess? I used to play that game when I was young. So that's the way I got involved in chess. I like this game because it's so interesting, and it's a game which you make a lot of friends, and it's so emotional sometimes because you can lose a game which you are supposed to win, and then you get so mad at that person, and then you always feel like punching that person, but you just hold the anger. Thank you.
I guess Elizabeth has not told us the story. I was talking with Elizabeth before, and Elizabeth told me why I'm not in karate is mtu ananipiga nikufe. Sasa babangu aliniambia niende chess mali watu wanacheza on the table nisipigwe nikufe. Sonia, you now, Sonia and Katha. Why netball or the heights?
Okay, so my name is Sonia Nkadha. I started off with swimming before class 1. Moved to athletics for 3 years. Moved to infield activities for 2 years. Moved to football. Then I went to taekwondo. And then I've done netball from class 6 now. I've settled with netball. The reason why I do netball and basketball is because I love netball more. And I get that question a lot of times because I have the height, I have the stamina and everything, but it's passion. It's passion. Yes, you do what you love most. That's according to me.
So the life at Ruiru campus. So how are you guys coping with the training and everything? I can start with this chess lady.
So I like this camp and everything because I've met a lot of friends and different sports. And I knew that chess is the only sport followed by football. So now I know that there are other more sports like netball, rugby, and other more. So chess here has been so nice because the training was so perfect, the food is nice, the sleeping place is nice. But mostly I kind of like with the food because I have more energy to think. This place is so amazing. I don't know even how to say it. I've been liking when we were going for swimming, and I've been having so much fun. And I like to say thank you to my parents and teachers, and first of all, I want to say thank you to God for giving me this opportunity to be here because there are other more people to be here.
This is my first Olympics camp. Actually, it's my first games camp. And being in netball, the first day we went to the field, we did not have a field. We had to make a field on our own, and it was hectic, but it is part of learning. So we had to rise to the challenge, and we made our own field. We started training. And actually today we have moved our field to a better place. And apart from the field, it's nice being in a sports camp because you come to learn a lot of other things. You come to learn about other games because I never knew something like fencing is a game. I didn't even know what is fencing, by the way. So being in this camp has been an advantage because you come to meet a lot of other people. You come to learn about a lot of other games that you never actually learned about. And it is an amazing experience, and I thank God for it. Thank you.
So for me, the experience is great so far. I would like to thank the Olympic Committee for choosing me once more, because this is my second Olympic sports camp. The first one was held at Lucania, but then I think they stopped the program because of COVID. So far, I would say training is hard. It's really hard, and waking up early in the morning. Okay, it's not a challenge, but with the weather, it's sort of a challenge. But as for the swimming pool, it's okay. I don't have a problem with it. Yes, it gets difficult. The part that you said I was crying, it was because of my injury, not because of training. But overall, the coaches are doing a job well done. The athletes so far met like quite many friends, or made many friends. You're able to socialize, interact. And I wouldn't say I've faced any problem here. And us being, sportsmen and women, we have to always adapt with the environment that we're put in because, we're going to be going to different places around the world, and you don't know how it's going to be out there, so you just have to adapt with everything. Yeah.
First, this is my first camp, first of all, so I was very shocked. It's a change, definitely. First of all, change of weather, because I'm from Mombasa, so Mombasa needs Joto. So I come here and it's very cold, so I'm still adjusting. But then, luckily, I'm not going through as much stress as you guys. The coach here is amazing. I've been enjoying the facilities a lot. Our coach has also been helping us a lot, you know what I'm saying? So it's been very nice. I've enjoyed training-wise. I've been learning a lot, and I feel like even the new environment, being away from home, has allowed me to step out of my comfort zone. So it's allowed me to, focus more on training and bettering myself. So yeah, I enjoyed that a lot. Also, the food here, top class. I'm telling you, oh my God. A food done in a bamba, yeah. But then, yeah, so it's very good food. I've been very, very, very good food. But then, yeah, accommodation as well. I've been enjoying my time with my roommates. My roommates are very amazing people. Getting to learn and meet new people, you know what I'm saying? Most people from the swimming committee, we've been playing basketball with them. People from handball, we played a game with them. I've been enjoying it a lot. It's very nice compared to being at home. I've liked it a lot, yeah, it's been very good. But yeah.
After getting injury, how do you adapt from it? The process, just tell us so that these guys know kuna injury kwa game, so that one step at another.
Yeah, so for injuries, Me, I don't get a lot of injuries. Just sometimes, my legs start hurting. So the way you just get back to it is you just spray some deep heat, unaruka tu kidogo, and you go back at the court because I don't think personally the way I think of it is that there's no reason to dwell over small injuries. Unless it's something that completely hurts you, then there has the psychological effects and all that kind of stuff. But then apart from that, I feel like the best way to cope with injuries and the way I've been doing it is just going back straight at it. After you get an injury, go back on the court, you try to stretch yourself out. Yeah, so I've not dealt with many injuries myself, but yeah.
So for me, I got my injury after my competition. So it's something that I really didn't think it was serious until I came for camp and there's the intensive training. So basically, how I cope with it, luckily, thank God, thank you for the Olympic Committee to provide us a service. So we have a healthcare unit, and that's where I normally go. Yes, it's quite affected my mental health. I wouldn't lie on that, but dealing with it, at least I have someone to talk to. I can be able to talk to my friends, my coaches, and they've really helped me through it. So overall, so far I'm doing fine. Yes, it's still hard to train, but I'm just pushing it through.
In chess, I don't think like there is an injury unless you get mad so much and then you just take the board, then you throw the pieces into your opponent's face. So there's some cases. Once I was in a tournament, it was a senior tournament. So I was just training my skills with the average players. So at some point, I tricked my opponent and I was winning. So my opponent lost on time. Then she was so mad, then he just did a pop. He almost hit my face, then I just did like this, whoo, because, you have to stay calm. Then the girl was just cussing and saying, oh, how can he be beaten like with a very little kid at 10 years old? No. So in chess, I can't say there's an injury unless you get so much and maybe you get into a fight, something, but I don't think chess has an injury unless you have a brain injury because of thinking so much.
So in netball, we have a lot of injuries. Personally, I don't get injuries a lot. In netball, you get injuries, especially when you land with the wrong foot, when you land with using a lot of pressure. And the best way to take injuries is by relaxing. You first of all relax. And mostly in the field, you usually have first aiders. They will come, they do first aid to you, but first of all, you have to relax as a player, and everything will be fine.
To 2021, we had Olympics. Kenya, we had 10 medals. That is, we had Perez Chepchirchir, Eliud Kipchoge, the great. We call him GOAT. Yeah. Emmanuel. Yeah. Ellen Obiri had silver. Yani, there were so many medals, according to us. But so many people you get, they were really bashing these guys. That why don't you do more? Why don't you do more? How do you deal with that pressure if you are in a competition and the country expects a lot from you, the coach, plus everybody looking at you, your parents and everything? How do you cope up with that pressure?
So according to me, pressure is always there. We are always under pressure as human beings. And in a game situation, you're always pressured with your coaches, with your teammates, with everybody basically. So as long as you're doing your best, as long as you keep moving, in every game we have to have a winner and a loser. You don't stop there, you continue. As long as you give it your best, just do your best and everything will be okay. Because at times you tend to listen to other things, you tend to listen to other people, and it's not everybody who will tell you the right thing, it's not everybody who will motivate you. So what do? You just take it positively.
Chess has a lot of pressure. I think chess has the most highest pressure because you may, like for me, like when you're going to play, then a kid just come, when it's a junior tournament, says, I'm going to beat you badly. You're going to, for sure you're going to cry tears of red colors. I'm going to beat you. So you're going with a very tense mind. You're going with a highest pressure because you're so scared. And I think in chess, how you just face your pressure is the way it determines. Like, there's a tournament which I was so scared, and we were on a tie break. So the one who is going to win that game is the one who is going to win the competition. So I was so tensing, I was even shaking. My hands, when I want to move a piece, they were just shaking. I keep making the pieces fall. So at some point I just said, relax and play your best. So in chess, I just have to be calm and believe in what you have been training. You should have, my coach always tell me that if you know that you have trained well, you should always not be in a pressure. But if you know you're not ready for the tournament, you should be the one having a pressure. So I can just tell you that you should train hard so that when you go there, don't have a pressure because you believe on your training.
There are many ways you can deal with it. It depends on the person. The people who would relieve, the pressure and the anxiety before the race through listening to music. The people who would run to their coaches to take, a few tips and advices. As of me, I like to just, sit down and compose myself because as of triathlon, it's 3 disciplines. You have the swim, cycle, and the run. And you basically have T1 and T2, meaning transition 1 and transition 2. That's from swim to cycle and cycle to run, where you have to try and take the least time possible, and you also have so many penalties. So like before beginning the game, you all have, the pressures there because you don't want to make a mess. Penalties can get in at any given time, and even 1 second or 1 millisecond can make a huge difference between first place or getting podium to like 10th place. So overall, I would say, as Elizabeth said, if you have actually trained and you've done your best in training, then automatically during the competition you're going to be comfortable. And it's all about doing your best and just doing your own race. You don't have to listen to anyone or comments of whoever speaks negative about you. It's all on the positivity. A good example is Simone when she basically pulled out of the Olympics. There were so many people going against her, but she cared more about her mental health. So mental health is actually something that's really important to you. If you feel you can't handle the pressure of taking part in that particular game, or just because you lost, people are against you, then you can just as well take a break. No one's going to question you because at the end of it all, they're not the ones living your life. You're the one living your own life.
Sports in general has a lot of pressure. For me on basketball, because I feel like I get a lot of pressure mostly because my hair, so everyone's looking at me. But then, come on the court, and I feel like what I do is lazima first. You have to have the earphones in or something, just to listen to some music, just to relax, to get yourself back to pace. Because for me, I feel like I tend to get a lot of anxiety before I start like a game, or if it's like a tournament or like anything in general. So just listening, taking a few minutes to myself, listening to some music, maybe going to the washroom, splashing some water on my face. That usually gets me to calm down. And then after that, you come back out, remind yourself, so something, manifestation, is something I believe in 101%. Just constantly telling yourself that, you can do it, you're the greatest, basically being your biggest supporter. You have to be your number one fan. Because a lot of the time people forget this, although although you do have haters and all that kind of stuff, you're your number one hater, and you're also supposed to be your number one fan. So as much as you criticize yourself and beat yourself down, you always need to remember to bring yourself up and always constantly remind yourself that, you're the one, you're the prize, you're coming here and you're going to play your best. So that's what I do all the time, and that's what keeps me going. So for me, pressure, very easy to handle, although it does get terrible sometimes. You just remind yourself, I'm here for a reason. Clearly, I've been chosen because of my talent, because of my skill. So I need to prove to people wrong and prove to myself wrong that I can do this.
What's your take home from this place? Do we expect future Eliud Kipchoges from this house? Or what should we expect? Or will we see you in future? Or after this, manze utakuwa umelost?
Although it's only been a couple of days, it's been 2 weeks, now coming to 2 weeks, I feel like I've changed a decent amount. So the Isa that came in, the Safras that came in that 2 weeks ago is lower than the Safras now, because now I feel like this camp has allowed me to set my goals straight and to focus mainly on myself and my own improvements and basketball. So I feel like going back, I can just now apply everything that I've learned here. Following the 3 skills that we were learned, the three things that we were taught, which is respect, friendship, and excellence. So I have to take that back home. And yeah, I feel like I'm a better man now, and you will definitely see me in the Olympics or maybe NBA. Hopefully, you never know.
There is so much we have learned, and the NOC committee has given us so many opportunities. We've learned about nutrition, the values of being a good sportsmanship. ADEC was here today, taught us a lot about doping, what you're supposed to do, what you're not supposed to do. I hope everyone really paid attention on that. I learned quite a lot. As of training, I would say that I've become better than I was before because I got to learn new skills. For triathlon, since it's 3 principles, I've got to engage a lot more with the swimmers, cyclists, and the athletics team. We've been training together in quite a few of our sessions, and we've learned. Okay, I personally and my other triathlon teammates have learned quite a lot. So I will say that I wouldn't really go back the same as I was, and I would apply everything that I've learned here back at home.
Before I get out from this camp, I have learned really a lot, and we've been having some visitors which they've told us a lot, and I've learned a lot through this camp, sort of like friendship, respect, and effort, and I've been having so much fun, and I know when I get out of here I'll not be the same again.
So from this camp, I'll be at least a netballer who is somewhere, a netballer who has more skills than the ones which I had, and at least from now, I know I can go train somebody else, do something more perfect, hold a ball more perfectly. And I thank the Olympics Committee for organizing this camp for us because it has really helped the athletes this far. Thank you.
Overall, on behalf of all athletes that are here, I would just like to say thank you once more to the Olympic Committee. There's been a couple of people who have stood on stage and said that we're not any special, and that's not the reason to why we're here. It's our talents and our efforts, hard work in training, hard work in competitions that have really brought us here. So let's not forget that when we go back home, and I would urge everyone to keep on pushing because I wouldn't want to see new faces. I would still want this to be, the same team. We're being trained to represent our country, and we have the largest opportunity. I mean, this doesn't really happen quite often, and we should grab this opportunity and, not really take it for granted. Above all, thank God because, we're all humans, so him keeping us alive, keeping us healthy despite the injuries. Overall, just keep God first. That's what I would say.
So what I can just tell you guys is that you keep working hard and put God first. I can give for example, like me. Before I came here, we tied 5 people at chess. We tied in points. So everybody was praying, God just choose me, God choose me, God choose me. But God has a reason why he chose me. So I can just say thank you, Lord, because I don't have anything else to give to God because God has everything and God is the most mighty. So I can just say keep working extra hard and appreciate what your coaches are giving out to you because your coaches want luck for you. They don't want bad luck for you. So never think that your coach is wishing bad luck for you, but your coach is always wishing good for you. And it's the reason why he's your coach and training you so much so that you can go and meet the others and win all the other competitions. So
I really thank you guys for taking your time, and I wish to see future Eliud Kipchoge of the world from you guys. Yani nawatakia tu maisha marefu na mema, mkwe success. Na nilisahau kuwauliza, what's the difference between a star and a champion? You will think about that. Kama unalala, so dream about that. Tomorrow, I expect your jibu. What's the difference between a star and a champion? There's a difference. Sijui kama hapo chini kuna mwenye anajua, lakini tomorrow I'll be getting that answer, the difference between a champion and a star. Thank you guys, and mulale poa. I've been your host, James Were.